As a senator, I'd work as a unifying figure, bringing everyone together on these important issues. I have experience living as a black man in America, and I also have experience as an officer. I spent my entire life working to bring people together to solve tough problems. We must leave no room for racism in our country. Wherever we see anti-Semitism, discrimination, and hate, we all have a duty to call it out, identify it, educate people about why it's wrong. First, I fully support a pro-Israel foreign policy agenda. We need to recognize and support the importance of Israel as a Jewish state to Jews and to non-Jews globally, as well as continue to eradicate anti-Semitism and anti-Zionism back home and abroad. Israel shares our values and is a bulwark against the forces of repression and anti-human rights regimes. It is our obligation, not an option, to align with nations that share our fundamental values. As the world becomes a more dangerous place with foreign countries constantly taking advantage of our resources, our technology, and our people, it is especially important to stand with those who are willing to stand with us and fight for our values. We need to continue to negotiate peace treaties such as the recent historic peace accord between Israel and the UAE that normalize relations between Israel and other countries in the region. We must make sure to continue to take a firm stance against the so-called BDS movement. We also need to work to support counter-radicalism programs in Europe and all over the world by pushing to roll back support for terrorism and extremists in places like Iran. I'm a combat veteran with over 750 hours flying in Operation Rocky Freedom over Baghdad. I've led our nation's best and brightest into combat and brought every single soldier under my command back home safely. In the military, it didn't matter what political party you're aligned with as long as you're able to work together to accomplish mission and be successful. As a business owner, same thing. I've hired and led teams with all backgrounds to satisfy our customers and take care of our employees and our community. I know that when I'm elected to the United States Senate, I'll use my experience as a military officer and a successful businessman to work with anyone and everyone to ensure a successful U.S.-Israel relationship for generations to come. Solving the COVID crisis does not mean that we can ignore other problems that Congress has failed to deal with. Immigration reform has been badly needed in this country for decades. This is a direct failure by Congress, and one cannot let that slide. We cannot ignore it any longer. We need to secure our borders, and we need to make sure that we have strong national security. We are a nation of immigrants, but we're also a nation of laws. Our economy and our national identity depend on a workable legal immigration system. I will work to support reform of the legal immigration system that provides greater security while supporting our economy. Immigration is an economic security and a national security imperative. America is the greatest nation in the world, and it is that way because we maintain open minds and open hearts. We cannot leave this up to random chance or to lotteries. We need to encourage immigration from the best and brightest the world has to offer. We have to reform our immigration system to reflect what America truly is: compassionate, safe, and working in the best interests of our future. We start with a prosperity agenda that's rooted in improving education. A quality education is a basic civil right. Improving skilled workforce training and college education, investing in educational opportunities, including an all-the-above educational policy where public schools, private schools, charter schools, and homeschooling can be successful. But that's only the start. Education isn't just for young people. Our workforce demands a lifetime of education in order to keep up with demands of the future. We need literacy, numeracy, and soft skills education for adults. Increasing the availability of skilled labor and incentives for training will help when we're expanding opportunity zones and entrepreneurial opportunities for farms and small businesses all over the state and all over the country. All of this has to be done while also delivering quality, affordable healthcare and investing in mental health and wellness overall. It isn't just enough to educate our students and send them out the door. We need to give them tools for success when they reach the workplace. We need to overhaul our public infrastructure, including essential things like broadband access and transportation. As remote work increases, as remote learning becomes more popular options, we must not forget people who still need to physically be at work while we continue to connect every corner of our state.